Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. I got out at Synergy Sports and went through a lot of their amazing stats on the Phoenix Suns and Steve Nash to figure out what's going on with that team and why their record isn't better. Because they're still way above average, top 10 in offense, and their defense is also a little bit above average. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that their record is as low as it is. Until you peel away some of those layers and you realize that Nash is only playing 30 minutes a game, and so is Gortat, two of their best players. So if they're going to try and save their players by limiting their minutes, they're going to suffer in all the extra minutes that they're not in. Let me show you what I came up with, particularly with the help of Synergy Sports, which you should check out because it's an amazing thing, an amazing tool to help you get the kind of insights that I get from the NBA and its players. The first thing that jumped out at me looking at Synergy Sports' stats is Channing Frye's three-point percentage. Here, he's only averaging .97 points per possession and a 49% adjusted field goal percentage. Last year, he was rated an excellent 1.2 points per possession and a 60% adjusted field goal percentage. This is going to be key because he takes a lot of shots from back there and they need those efficient points. Couple that with his very poor defense in the post. Watch how DeJuan Blair is going to cut across, he won't put a body on him, and he lets him catch the ball deep in position. With a big body like DeJuan Blair, it's almost impossible to stop him when he's that close to the basket. This time he's guarding Tim Duncan, and he puts a little bit of a body on him, lets him catch a little bit farther away. But as Tim Duncan faces up, he doesn't even get a hand up while TD hits that patented bank shot. Phoenix loves to shoot the jump shot, and in their guarded shots, they are next to last, shooting 31.5% adjusted field goal percentage. The problem is, they shoot guarded jump shots almost half the time they take a jump shot at all. They simply don't have guys that can put the ball on the ground and get all the way to the basket and finish. Another problem for the Suns is scoring when the shot clock is under 4 seconds, primarily when Steve Nash is not in. They take way too long to get into their offense and they try and run a flex, a cross screen for Lopez and then a down screen for the screener. But watch how Lopez screws this whole thing up by running to the ball instead of going to the low block. Now the spacing is all off and there's nowhere to go for the ball handler, and they have to throw to Lopez in the low block with time running down where he shoots an awful hook that has very little chance of going in. Again, without Nash, they push the ball, but they don't get anything, and it's going to take way too long for them to get into a set on offense. And when they do get into something, it's a little bit strange. Watch this back cut by the point guard, and then he goes a back screen for Channing Frye, and then pops back out to the top, and Frye comes running back to set another ball screen. There's almost no time on the clock, and there's another clank by Frye, open. Even in their success, they're still taking way too long to get the ball up and into a set. There's about 13 seconds to go on the clock when they get this pick and roll going, and when they finally find Lopez in the low post, he starts dribbling with his left hand and gets it poked away. At this point, it's scramble mode and they hit this shot, but boy, that's a tough shot to make consistently. Strangely enough, Phoenix is also very poor at defending shots that are taken inside of 4 seconds in the shot clock, primarily because the team will ISO their point guard and Nash has a hard time keeping him out of the lane. As soon as Parker gets good penetration, they get another kick and there's Blair for a layup. In the half-court defense, the Phoenix Suns are actually a little bit above average. They rotate pretty well and they have good energy, but when that shot clock starts winding down and you're going to have serious penetrators going on, you'll see Nash get stuck behind a double screen, very well executed by the Spurs. Gortat switches and has no hope of stopping Parker on that drive. Phoenix isn't doing a good job on their screen and rolled communication. After the screen for Parker, you'll see Gortat help out even though Nash is in position, leaving Duncan wide open for a jump shot. A bright spot on the offense for Phoenix is Marcin Gortat, and they love to have a ball screen set by him with Nash and then let him dive to the basket where he can get really deep post position on the swing pass. He misses this shot, but he's been shooting a really high percentage on those. Phoenix has been making good use of the offense horns, which has 2 high posts and 2 guys in the corner, and watch this option as Steve Nash will hit the high post, cross screen for Gortat, getting him in great position to enable him to hit that nice lefty jump hook to the middle. And on defense, he's much more willing than Frye to use his body and push the postman out of his position. He's a better athlete than Lopez and can challenge shots a lot better than anybody else on the Suns. The biggest disappointment has to be Grant Hill this year. He simply isn't playing very well on the offensive end. He ranks very low in his efficiency, point per possession, and his isolations are really low as he's not used to being athletically challenged in his old age. But this whole thing centers around Steve Nash. Let's not forget he makes him go. Going to his left, he loves to go off one foot and shoot that runner, which is a beautiful shot because the defense can't get back in time to challenge it. Here, when he goes to his right, he'll pull off of both feet and still nail that. And watch how hard he has to work to get these shots off. He's only playing 30 minutes a game. They're trying not to wear him out, but they're simply not getting great shots when he's not in there, and that's why they're suffering with their record. He's going to have to play more if the Suns are going to hope to do better with their record, but that's going to wear him out for the playoffs. So there you have it, sports fans. The other problem they're having is Grant Hill, who is normally going to be their second best player, has really not been playing well. And perhaps his age is finally catching up to him because he cannot ISO like he used to, and he's not shooting like he used to, and he's simply a liability there because he's not playing defense as well. So if they're going to give him serious minutes, they better hope he can kind of recapture some of that youth, or else they're going to be in for a mediocre season and miss the playoffs. Well, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, visit PatriotHoopSquad.com and the YouTube channel Patriot Hoop Squad for all new updates on the team that I coach. We'll have another update tomorrow featuring 2 new players, and this week we have 2 huge games against conference rivals. So don't miss another breakdown on B-Ball Breakdown, and don't forget, it's not a channel, it's a conversation. You win,